Well, in the end of it all, there were just two teams standing left at Bishop McNamara High School. The upstart Western Wildcats out of Pike County and the defending state champions from the 7th grade class a year ago, the Pontiac St. Mary's Saints. That is the two teams battling it out for the state championship here in Kankakee today in the 8th grade Class 1A level. You are watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Brian Shoemaker, Anthony Bareyes on the call for you here on Central Illinois Sports as we get ready for what we hope to be a fun championship matchup here between two really good teams who have earned their spot here in the championship contest today. We'll step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we'll start telling you about these two teams and their road to the title game. Don't go anywhere. It's state championship action here live on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Equal housing lender.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
At Logan Agri-Service, we believe that every seed holds the promise of a thriving future. Our commitment to quality and excellence is as strong as the roots we help you grow. With decades of experience, our dedicated team understands your unique needs. From cover crops to premium seeds, we have it all. But it's not just about products, it's about partnership. We're not just sellers, we're your allies in growth, your consultants in success.
Grab the game while your kids are busy. You know, streaming, gaming, and homework. Now you can teach your kids the value of $1 by showing bundles with Cascom. Bundle telephone, internet, and TV. Bundle 2 for a double play or 3 for a triple play. Plus, save $20 a month for 3 months for a limited time. Then you can tell everyone how you help them with their math homework. Call Cascom about bundles today at 1-800-252-1799. Cascom at 1-800-252-1799.
Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Kramberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Great Rivers Bank, locations in Pittsfield, Berry, Liberty, and Hannibal. Here to help you with your lending and personal banking needs. Friendly service and dedicated loan officers can help you through buying a home, opening a business, or making a deposit. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Well, we start talking about the team that's on the floor right now in the white jerseys tonight. That is the Kinderhook Western Wildcats, commonly known as just the Western Wildcats. To those of you back home in Pike County watching here today. A record tonight of 21 wins along with 3 losses as they come into the state championship game. This team defeated LaSalle Trinity 25-18, 25-19 in the semifinals. Last night they defeated Royal Prairie View Ogden in 3, 25-13, 20-25, 25-18 to get here to the state championship game today. Just 59 students in grades 7 and 8, part of the Pike County Conference. They have not lost to a 1A or 2A team this season, Anthony, and watching them here in 2 games this weekend, it shows why they've happened. It's a really well-rounded team, a lot of fun to watch.
Well-rounded team, Brian. Great group of girls. They're all friends on and off the court, and this was the ultimate goal for them, and this is where they wanted to be.
A lot of the attacking comes up front in the likes of Sophie Renneker along with number 12. That's going to be Paisley Patterson. You're also going to see Lexi McMullen get some touches as well up front. Maybe some other people like Alyssa Bareyes might get some common odd touches here. And, of course, Cortland Malone up front, number 22. A big key defensive piece up front, and they're going to need her to be a presence at the net today against this Pontiac St. Mary's offense.
Yeah, she's going to have to play big along with everybody else in the front row. But Cortland brings a lot of enthusiasm. She's a 7th grader, and she's pretty exciting to watch.
On the defensive side, you get the likes of Alyssa Bareyes, very smart player on the floor. Not the tallest on the floor by any stretch, but definitely plays above her height and her ability to kind of see the court, knows where she needs to get passes, and of course in that back row, a really nice defensive stop for this team. And you get the likes alongside of her, Kaylin Forbes, Reese Bushmeyer. You might see Keely Funk a little bit on the defensive side. Alexis McMullen and Ava Fessler do a nice job for this squad. Really, this is a nice defensive team. It may not look like it at first, but they really are able to slow you down.
Yeah, they fill a lot of holes, and they cover a lot of ground. Communication's a big key for these girls, and it should be a lot of fun.
Setting up most of the offense will be Olivia Harris, a very nice setter for this squad. She's able to move across the court pretty well, and they'll need her to get this offense really churning against what is a very dynamic Pontiac St. Mary's team that we'll tell you about here in just a few minutes. You are watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll tell you more about those defending state champions and how they got here to Kankakee. Don't go anywhere. It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with you live here on Central Illinois Sports.
Go team, go! Great Rivers Bank has a digital banking app worth cheering for. Move your money, pay your bills, deposit your checks. Hooray! Hooray! Set up a budget, manage your debit card, set up account alerts, and so much more. Our digital banking will give you a reason to stand up and cheer for banking. Learn more at greatriversbank.bank. Great Rivers Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Kate Marable, real estate broker with Hometown Real Estate, would like to say good luck to all area teams and hopes everyone has a successful and healthy season. When you're in the market for a new home or would like to sell your home, be sure to call Kate Marable. Kate is a lifelong resident of the area and has experience in first-time home buyers, FHA, USDA, and VA loans. Call Kate Marable at 217-370-9809. That's 370-9809 for Kate Marable and Hometown Real Estate.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. If you're in the market for a new home loan, talk to the experts at Great Rivers Bank. Locations in Barry, Pittsfield, Liberty, and Hannibal, serving the entire region and beyond. And hey, check out that online loan application tool later on tonight at greatriversbank.bank, a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Well, for this Pontiac St. Mary's squad, they've had a target on their back all season, and they've met the call as they make their way back to the state championship game. They defeated Washington St. Patrick in straight sets, 25-18, 25-18 earlier this morning, and defeated Peoria Limestone Walters 25-16, 25-11 in Friday's quarterfinal match. Pontiac St. Mary's, 29 students in grades 7 and 8 out of Livingston County in the Vermilion South Conference. This is actually a co-op between Graymont and Pontiac Grace Christian. So it's several small parochial schools that team up here to form one cooperative team, and they still stay under the 1A boundary here, which I believe is 75 students here for 1A, 2A in IESA this season. Only loss of the season came in 3 sets to 2A state qualifier Bloomington Corpus Christi, who's playing in the 2A state championship here today at Auburn. This team has 14 state appearances dating back to 1996, and the 7th grade squad has been in the state title game each of the past 2 seasons. This is a really well-rounded program right here and a really nice group of kids, Anthony. We've really seen this team, and the biggest thing to say for them is dynamic. There are just so many ways they can attack you, and they have a lot of options.
Yeah, lots of options. I think that's their key. They got a lot of girls. I mean, everybody that we've seen play this weekend filled their position very well. They got a lot of hitters. They got a lot of setters. They just come at you from so many directions.
A lot of that comes up front in the lines of Kendall Lawyer, along with Harper Francis, number 14, and Alexis Legner is number 5. Bevan Brummel is a nice attacker who can get from and behind the 10-foot line. And you'll also see some touches every now and then from McKenna Woodcock, along with Izzy Hines, who really had a real nice semifinal today. One of those smart spark plug players that'll kind of be a little bit of trickery and deceit. One of those players that really likes to do that quick little second tap over the net and try and catch you sleeping.
Yeah, she's definitely able to find the spots on the floor that aren't being covered, and she's just got great court awareness.
One of the biggest things that you're going to see out of this Pontiac St. Mary's squad that head coach Jill Francis tells us, they have several options for setting. They have up to 4 girls that can handle the set very well, and if you can do that with as many attacking options that you have, that gives you so many combinations that you can do to try and get the ball over the net and down to the floor.
Yeah, this is about the most well-rounded 8-1 team we've seen, I would think. They got a lot of options. The girls that are listed as setters, we're also looking at them as attackers at times, and they're real fun to watch.
It'll be a great contest and a great challenge on both sides. You've got the solid attacking from Western and the dynamic offense here from Pontiac St. Mary's. That should be an interesting matchup, and it'll be a fun one to see how it plays out. We will step aside for our final break here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. When we come back, it's the Farm and Home starting lineups and our 8th grade Class 1A state championship. Western Wildcats taking on the St. Mary's Saints. Don't go anywhere. You're watching it all live here with us on Central Illinois Sports.
Today's halftime show is brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company. Warmer weather and topless, doorless adventures are right around the corner. Stop out to Little Jess today to check out our large selection of Jeep Wranglers. We currently have 15 Wranglers in stock and many more on their way. Right now, you can drive a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport for only $499 per month with absolutely zero down. Is a 4-door more your style? Drive a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport for only $599 per month with zero down. Little Jess, serving the Tri-States for 7 decades.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. That's why we know what it takes to succeed both on your balance sheet and in your life. It takes the right financial partner who looks at where you are now and where you want to go and design a financial plan to take you there so you can achieve the life you're after today and every day after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Sheila Davidsmeyer today. Her office is located at 311 West Washington in Pittsfield, Illinois, or visit SheilaDavidsmeyer.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply. Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Welcome you back to Bishop McNamara High School here in Kankakee as we get you ready for the state championship. Time to introduce you to our starting lineups brought to you tonight by Farm and Home Supply. Snacks, hoodies, power tools, lawn chairs, dog food, snow melt, whatever you name it, they probably got it at Farm and Home Supply, and if they don't, call them and they'll probably stock it. We appreciate Farm and Home Supply for sponsoring our state tournament lineups here this weekend on Central Illinois Sports. They will introduce starters for both teams here as they try to make sure they get ready, and we are turning the lights down here. It appears to be at Bishop McNamara. A fun experience here for these kids, and somebody needs to find all the light switches, and it's a little off here because they've got skylights here that are still shining in, so it's half light on, half light off, but still a really nice experience here for these kids. Let's introduce you to the starting six here for St. Mary's, a record of 23-1 on the season. A setter on this squad, all 8th graders. Number 2 is Bevan Brummel. In the middle, number 5 is Alexis Legner. The setter for this squad, number 13, is Peyton Rogers. A middle hitter, number 14, is Harper Francis. A defensive specialist in the back row, number 18, is McKenna Woodcock. And on the outside, number 21 is Izzy Hines. Jill Francis, the head coach, assisted by Betty Murphy, Abby Mays, Ashton Edwards. The defending state champions from a year ago are the St. Mary's Saints out of Pontiac, Illinois. Really great squad, really great sections here of fans on both sides, Anthony. The Pontiac St. Mary's fans just in front of us here on the balcony, but there are a lot of Western fans here today that have made the long haul up north to Kankakee.
Yeah, Western has traveled well.
On the opposite side here for Kinderhook Western, a record of 21-3 on the season. Their starters look like this. An 8th grade setter, number 3 is Alyssa Bareyes. In the libero position, an 8th grader, number 10 is Macy Otker. In the middle, an 8th grader, number 12 is Paisley Patterson. A defensive specialist in the back row, an 8th grader, number 16 is Ava Fessler. On the outside, an 8th grader, the hard-hitting number 18 is Sophie Renneker. The setter for this team, an 8th grader, number 20 is Olivia Harris. And in the middle, the defensive crafty veteran, the 7th grader, number 22, Cortland Malone. Anna Heckler, the head coach here for this squad, as they make their very first appearance in the IESA state tournament. And hey, if you're going to get here, might as well enjoy the whole weekend. They play in their first ever state championship game as well. Brian Shoemaker, Anthony Bareyes on the call here for you this afternoon. So glad you are joining us here on Central Illinois Sports. Best 2 of 3 sets wins the state championship. It is a race to 25 each time. No point caps here in the postseason, and you have to win by 2. Western will be in the white jerseys, red numbers and letters, along with black shorts, serving right to left on your television screen. St. Mary's in the navy blue with white numbers and trim. They'll be serving left to right. We will see if they decide to still switch sides after the first set. They did that in the semifinals, but we have not seen that sunlight flashing down through the skylights here. It hasn't been a real big issue in our trophy games, so we'll see if they still do it in the championship here later today. Last thoughts before we get going, Anthony.
It's going to be fun. Brian, this is what you dream about for these girls. This is what they work so hard for.
All the hard work, all the effort in the offseason pays off during the regular season. You start to get glimpses that you might have an opportunity to get here, and for these two teams, they do. They exchange handshakes and tell each other good luck under the net. Officials get their positions, tower, floor, and the corners here in the postseason. We are perched high above the balcony here at midcourt. The staff at Bishop McNamara has been exceptionally kind and fantastic hosts here for this state tournament experience. Captains acknowledge themselves to the man in the tower. Macy Otker will check in rotation here as Western will win the coin flip, and Otker will kick things off here in our state championship match.
They left our lights off up here, Brian.
They left our lights off.
A little different back here.
A little different atmosphere. We'll get cozy up here in the balcony. Things quiet down just a little bit, but it'll get a lot louder as we get into action. Otker, really nice serve to kick things off. This is Francis. Back row attack from Brummel. Harris tips it over. Legner sets it up on the outside. This is Hines, flat-footed attack. Harris gets his first touch for Renneker of the night. Nice attack, really dug there well out of the hands of Woodcock. They'll set up Harris on the right side now. She gets tipped. Francis comes up with it. This is Brummel again. Really good try. Elisa Bareyes. We'll get the names right as we go. It's been a long weekend.
It has been.
Teams back and forth in a nice rally here to win the first point. This is Reneker again. Reneker hammers it down. She'll get the kill, and we'll show it to you here real quick in the Northwestern Mutual replay for Sophie Reneker. That's the start you need.
Yeah, and I think we've said it for St. Mary's. They just need to play their game and kind of control tempo. And for Western, they're going to have to be disruptive to what St. Mary's done the last 2 or 3 years that have been very successful.
Quick touch there from Francis. Gets over. Really nice play there from Harris to keep it in action. Ocker will send it back over to the St. Mary's side. Quick touch there from Rogers. They set up Reneker again. Another attack gets blocked that time. Hines wins the joust at the net. And just like that, we're back to 1-1. And Izzy Hines, really nice job on that play.
Big play for Hines there.
1-1 our score. Serving first now here for St. Mary's is number 5, Alexis Legner. And that one will sail far. It's going to be an attack or a service error, and Kinderhook will get the volleyball back. Basketball season's over with.
Still on the Purdue game.
Still in the yeah, we're still thinking about that Purdue game as Lexi McMullen checks in for the first time. She's in the front row, and serving for the Wildcats is Reneker. They will look to set up Francis on the left side. A little two-hand push. McMullen dives for it. It's a kill there for Harper Francis, and just like that, we're tied back up at 2 in the early going. Checking in for St. Mary's for the first time, number 23, Olivia Miller, 8th grade outside hitter. She'll move to the left side here, and serving now is Bevan Brummel. She was the pitcher on the state softball team. Pontiac St. Mary's won the state softball tournament earlier this fall. Patterson with a nice touch on it, just goes right out of bounds, right past the end line. St. Mary's catches a break there, and they get the point. It's 3-2. Checking in here will be Chloe Cox, an outside hitter, also an 8th grader. She will give Olivia Miller a quick seat on the bench. For this St. Mary's team, 89.2 service rate. Pretty darn high. McMullen sends it back, and it goes just right past the end line. The idea was there. The placement was there just a little too far.
Yeah, that was a good look for her, but just long about a foot.
A couple of short breaks here have given St. Mary's an early 2-point advantage. Nice dig by Otker. This is Patterson with it in the middle. Dug up there, well done by Woodcock. They set up in the middle. Patterson, really nice little tip as the set wasn't great for her. Harris now pushes it back over. Opportunity here for the Saints. They'll set up Francis in the middle. Flat-footed attack finds the floor. Bar Eyes couldn't get there in time, and St. Mary's opens up a 5-2 advantage here early. Anna Heckler with some words of encouragement for her back line. Up and over. Otker gets it. They'll send it up to Harris. This is going to be Patterson from the 10-foot line. Flat-footed, gets dug up in the back row by Legner. Hines with it. Left-handed attack. McMullen with a nice swing on it. Finds the corner, and they say that's going to get down. Lexi McMullen finds the spot. We saw that a little bit in the semifinal, and now Kinderhook Western gets the ball back. They trail 5-3 on the really nice spot from McMullen. On the serve now is Olivia Harris. Ooh, really tough there. Tried to get the top of the tape. It doesn't. Falls back down on the Wildcat side, and St. Mary's will get the ball back. Checking in is Keely Funk here for the Wildcats, number 6, a defensive specialist. She'll make her way to the back row as Izzy Hines will get the serve here for St. Mary's. And that one's going to sail just a little far. Service error gives the point to the Wildcats. Cortland Malone comes in. Otker gives high fives to everybody down the bench as she gets a breather. And setting up to serve here for the Wildcats is Paisley Patterson. Tough serve. Well played by Hines. This is Cox with it from the 10-foot line. Dug up by Patterson. They're going to get an opportunity here for McMullen. She has to send it back. Free play for the Saints. Saints give it right back. Opportunity here for the Wildcats. This is McMullen again. Goes to the back row. Dug up that time by Alexis Legner. This is Kendall Lawyer with it. Nice back and forth here. Team's getting some opportunities for attacks. McMullen gets it that time. Can't clear the tape. It'll be an attack error and a point here for St. Mary's. Ocker will come back in. Patterson will hit the bench for Western. And serving here will be Harper Francis. And that's going to be a quick ace there as Funk wasn't able to get the handle on it there. A couple of miscues has given St. Mary's a 4-point advantage. And it's going to be back-to-back aces as Reneker has trouble on the handle there. And they go to the bench here. Sending in is going to be Reese Bushmeyer as they try to beef up this defensive line here, Anthony.
Yeah, Bushmeyer's one of them girls. She's a 7th grader, but they'll bring her in quite often just to kind of give it a different flow.
We saw her come in for some key points in the semifinal. She'll pick up the first pass there to McMullen. Now it's going to be an attack from Bar Eyes. Nice play, really nice play dug up by Francis. Now another attack from Bar Eyes. She's going to get the kill. Hammers it down to Alyssa Bar Eyes. Great awareness, didn't give up on the play. That was one of those opportunities that you could have probably forgot about it, and it ends up sailing over your head. Instead, she puts it down for the point.
Yeah, she got lucky there, Brian.
Well, every now and then, some like to call it luck. I call it luck.
Yeah.
Lawyer with a big hammer. Nice dig up from Otker in the back row. They'll send it back over. Malone with it. Didn't get a good look at it. Kind of a tough angle in the air will give St. Mary's back the point and a 5-point lead.
Yeah, maybe a little communication there, Bushmeyer and Malone, on who's going to take that.
Ava Fessler comes back in for the Wildcats. Checking in here for St. Mary's is Peyton Rogers. She'll come in to serve. One of the better setters on this team is that serve will go out and be a service error and a point for the Wildcats. And we'll see Olivia Harris come back in rotation here for Western. Alyssa Bar Eyes, one of the team leaders here on this squad, steps up to serve for Western. Her team trails by 4 in the early going. Back row as they get to Rogers. Opportunity here for Western. On the outside, this is Reneker. Left-handed touch. Really smart play there. She didn't have a great angle. They'll get it to Malone this time. Free play back over. Nice placement, though, but it just goes a little bit farther. Idea was there again. That's twice now they've tried to catch him sleeping on that back line, but the play just goes a little bit too far and out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought Anna Heckler might be calling a timeout there, but yeah, good location, just a little long, a little strong.
Woodcock on the serve, and that's going to get tipped there in the back row there by Fessler. It'll be an ace, and St. Mary's doubles up the margin here. It's a 12-6 advantage in game number 1. Woodcock, one of those girls that likes to step in, able to pass the ball nicely. Also the shortstop on the state championship softball team, as it's going to be back-to-back aces here. Reneker has trouble with it again, and I believe we're going to get a timeout by the Wildcats. It's an Adams Fiber timeout for the fastest internet experience available. That's Wi-Fi 6 and speeds up to 1 gigabit. Visit followthefiber.net.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Croc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
Western takes their first timeout here of set number 1. Woodcock will continue service for St. Mary's as we come out of the timeout break. And you talked about it here in the break here, Anthony. Western trying to keep St. Mary's honest here with some of those plays, and you've got to try that. Now it's going to be a 3rd straight ace for Woodcock. But right now, Western's got to get the serve receive figured out.
Yeah, some unforced errors there, but you got to send some of them balls, or else they've got you on the hit. And so we just need to settle in a little.
They handle the serve this time. This is going to be Reneker. Nice little sliding hit picked up by Woodcock in the back row. They send it back over for the Wildcats. This is Reneker on the left side. Flat-footed attack, hits Woodcock on the head and goes out of bounds. And it'll be a kill for Sophie Reneker, a much-needed point here for Western, and they'll get the ball back. Macy Otker steps up to serve here in the center of the court for Western. Nice serve to the left. They'll pick it up. This is Hines. Little nice smart play there for Izzy Hines. Patterson tried to get up with it. It got up and over her, and there was nothing to be found on the ground, as it'll be a point back for St. Mary's. 15-8 our score. Alexis Legner serving up here. Jill Francis describes her as the real steady force and the voice of reason on this squad. Nice push over from Reneker, picked up by Hines. Francis sends it back over. Reneker with it, dug up nicely there out of the hands of Peyton Rogers. They'll send it back over, playing close to the net. Reneker, flat-footed. Dug up there by Legner. This is Brummel with it. Close to the net, big hammer down from Bevan Brummel. Same side attack, and that is tough to stop.
Brummel is tough. As we talked about that in the pregame, she's listed as a setter. Man, she's about as good on the attack side as.
Yeah, she's listed as a setter in the program, but boy, oh boy, you give her an opportunity to swing, and she doesn't pass up on it.
No, and we've seen that the last couple games out of her.
Nice dig by Otker to get it up. It's going to be a scramble. Wildcats can't get to it. And St. Mary's is finding some stride here in our opening set. They're up 17-7.
Coach Heckler pumping them up just a little bit there.
Wildcats just need to get a couple of things turned their direction to turn this one around. Reneker, nice one. Just goes right over the tape. This is Brummel. Tries to catch him sleeping. Pushes it into the net instead. The error will give the Wildcats the point, and they'll get the serve. McMullen will check back in for Western. Sophie Reneker is on the serve for the Wildcats. She has had a fantastic tournament in the attacking front.
Very exciting to watch her play.
Right up on the net, and that's a quick play from Patterson to tap it back down. We'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Great opportunity as St. Mary's has trouble with the first pass. It goes up near the net, and the Wildcats make them pay. Another nice serve. Trying to get it that time was Rogers. Back-to-back errors in the net. Gives Western a little bit of run, and Uncle Mo knocking on the door here for the Wildcats.
You never know, Brian. Another good serve.
Another good serve from Reneker. It's going to be a free play back to the Wildcats. Bareyes will get the attack try. Up and over the net. Nice play from Alyssa Bareyes. You don't have to get up when you can put the ball where you want it. And she was able to do it that time.
Hit your spots.
Nice play here as you watch it on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Just kind of 1 foot in the air and able to find the open space. It is 17-11. Another nice serve. Just tickles the top of the tape. Rogers with a little bit tough action on it. Or that's Francis, on the error. Western's on a run. Jill Francis wants a timeout. We'll take it too. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. 17-12. Western with the deficit, but they're on a run right now. Come back in 30 seconds to see how it plays out.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Each team takes one timeout here in the first set. Western will resume serve here with Reneker on the attack. They are fully letting this clock run out before they come back, and now they will finally kind of make some common sense here and get things going. Tough play there. Oh, it just trickles over the net. Don't know how it did, and Patterson got caught with it. What a break there for St. Mary's.
Yeah, that was a tough ball there. Rolled up and over and just had the right spin on it.
Rogers just tried to serve it back over to the Wildcats side. Instead, it just hits the top of the tape, just kind of hangs on and rolls over. It'll be a break and a point here for St. Mary's. Bevan Brummel on the serve. That'll be a service error, and the point goes right back to the Wildcats as they trade points. Olivia Harris steps up to serve here for Western. She has been a very, very fun player, one of the better servers in truth that we've seen over this tournament.
Yeah, going to go overhanded this time.
And that one will go out of bounds, and we trade service errors. It's 19-13. Keely Funk will check back in for Western as Harris gets a breather. On the opposite side, Kendall Lawyer comes in for McKenna Woodcock up in the front row. Izzy Hines on the serve here. It's going to be back row as Reneker will give it back to the Saints. They will set up in the middle. That's going to be Francis. She hammers it down as everybody's sleeping in the back row for Western. And the kill for Harper Francis gives St. Mary's the race to 20. Little tip over. Bar Eyes gets it. It's going to be an attack attempt for Bar Eyes. Sends it into the back row, picked up by Legner. This is Lawyer with it. Lawyer gets it one-handed over. Western scrambling, and they're going to win the point, does St. Mary's. And that's really all comes up on a fantastic set, Anthony, as that's a tough pass up to Lawyer.
Yeah, very tough pass. Great catch.
Wildcats will take their second timeout of the break. We'll take it too. Don't go anywhere. It's an Adams Fiber timeout.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield.
Western takes their second timeout here in the first set. It's 21-13 our score. St. Mary's with the lead and the serve, continuing out of the timeout break. Izzy Hines continues service here for the Saints. Tough play to the net. Barra is able to make it still go here. Another tip in. Picked up that time in the back row by Hines. They'll set up Francis. She tries the same push move. Wildcats are ready. This is McMullen with it. Nice play from McMullen. Saints scrambling. Everybody trying to catch everybody sleeping on this point. This is Patterson. Another push into the back row. Patterson goes with it and says, hey, let's quit playing around and just hammer the ball down. She gets a kill and a much-needed point there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was really going back and forth just with the tip in there.
After a while, everyone gets used to that push and shove volleyball, and eventually somebody says we're tired of this, and it was Paisley Patterson. Wildcats trail by 7 here in game number 1. Patterson on the serve, and an unfortunate break as it doesn't clear the net there. Harper Francis. Coach's daughter on the team, described as one of the more intense players on this St. Mary's squad. Serves it over, and it's going to be another ace there as Funk couldn't get the handle on it. And St. Mary's 2 points away from closing things out here in game number 1. And it'll be a service error. The two teams trade points. Western gets the ball back, and it's time to go on a run here as Lexi McMullen comes up to serve.
Yeah, Western needs a run here. I think, St. Mary's just playing their game right now, and it's looking really good.
Just a few unforced errors here on the Western side has kind of really opened up the edge here for St. Mary's in this one. This is Bar Eyes with it. Dug up in the back row by Hines. Lawyer, little tip drill, gets picked up nicely by Funk. Bevan Brummel, flat-footed attack, double by Otker. Bar Eyes with it, way to put it down, Alyssa Bar Eyes. It's that same smart play from her all weekend long that we've seen. She's done nothing different in this match that we haven't seen in the first two before.
No, I do feel like she's playing pretty well right now and looking for those holes and looking at the court and seeing what she's got.
And the service error will bring up set point here for St. Mary's. It's 24-16 as Peyton Rogers will come in to serve for St. Mary's. And coming back in on the defensive side to assist will be Ava Fessler for Western. They get it up on the left side. Reneker with it. Nice attack picked up by Hines. Quick shove from Hines into the back row. Opportunity for Western. Now they get it to Reneker. She tips over open space on the right side, puts it down. It's a kill for Reneker and a much-needed point again for Western. Olivia Harris checks back in as Bar Eyes will get the serve here for the Wildcats. Still set point here in game number 1. Back row, Brummel with it. Reneker with it will have to give it back to the Saints. They'll have an opportunity to close it out here. Legner hammers it down. Nice pick up there by Bar Eyes. She'll have to send it back over. Barely clears the tape. Nice diving play there by Rogers. That was Brummel with it again. Scrambling for the play is St. Mary's as it cleared the top of the curtain there in the middle. And the officials are blowing a whistle but that's not the correct call.
They're going to call it out.
They're going to call it out, but it shouldn't have been.
No.
It cleared the obstruction at the top, but it did not go over into the other half of the court. It cleared the curtain,
came back down.
but
They
it came
played
back down on the Saints side. Jill Francis arguing her case. You're not hearing much out of Anna Heckler on the other side as the officials are going to talk about it. So to recap here what happens, there is a large dividing curtain here that's really the only obstruction in this gym. The volleyball went over the very top of it, came down on the Saints side, and they continued play. Now, if it would have touched that obstruction and then went down onto the Wildcat side, it would have been a point for Western.
Right.
But they get things cleared up. We're going to have a replay here.
And that's the right call.
And that's the right call.
That's the advantage of having 4 officials.
And that's what you do.
They get together, and they've got most of them right all weekend.
Yes, they have.
They've done a great job.
Bar Eyes will continue the serve here for Western. And it's a little struggle for Hines. Scrambling with it is Brummel. It's an ace here for Alyssa Bar Eyes. 24-18. Saints fans in front of us rise to their feet. They want to see this one close out before it gets any closer. Really close to it, a little bit too close to the net now as Francis couldn't handle it on the second touch. Just like that, we're back to a 5-point deficit.
Malone was pretty close to the net there, Brian. I'm not
Malone
sure.
was close there too, but it'll be a break for the Wildcats. They need a couple here.
Another good serve.
Another good serve. Close to the net now. Legner sends it over. They're going to set it up. Renneker, left side. Tips it up, tries to send it to the right. Nice diving play there from Francis. Bar sends it over. Great effort from the Wildcats to keep it going. Legner sends it far. It's out of bounds on the attack error, and just like that, it's 24-20. Wildcats have cut it to 4. Jill Francis wants the timeout. We'll take it 2. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. We're going to wrap up this first set coming back after this break.
Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Cranberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
St. Mary's takes their second timeout as Bar Eyes continues service here for the Wildcats. Her team trails by 4. It is still set point for the Saints. Up close to the net, hammered right back down from Patterson. Saints scrambling for it. Can they keep it in play? Legner with a heck of a play. The officials say it does not clear the needle we play on. Renneker, another opportunity with it. Dug up by Hines. Push over from Brummel doesn't clear the net. Western on a roll. It's 24-21. The Wildcats have not given up here yet in game number 1. Francis was close, diving for it is Otker. They'll set it up for Renneker. At the 10-foot line, just has to push it over. Picked up that time by Brummel. They'll set up Legner in the middle. Bar Eyes gets the first touch. Back up near the front, she'll give it back. Just tickles the tape and makes it over. Legner with it, hammers it down, dug up by Bar Eyes. They send it back to the left side for Renneker. Into the low and hits it down in the back line. Sophie Renneker with a big kill. It is 24-22. Western on a run here. Jill Francis encouraging her team, calm down. All we need is 1. Western trying to get more than that. Legner sends it up and over the tape, touched by Malone. Renneker with it again. Back row dug up by Hines. They'll try and catch the Wildcats sleeping. Bar Eyes doesn't let it happen. They set it up for Lawyer. She pushes it up and over, and a little errant play finds the mark, and that's going to wrap things up here in game number 1. Pontiac St. Mary's wins game number 1, 22-25. We have reached the Little Jess Motors set break. When we come back in 3 minutes, we'll get you ready for game number 2. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the state championship here live on Central Illinois Sports.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers, And new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
Grab the game while your kids are busy. You know, streaming, gaming, and homework. Now you can teach your kids the value of $1 by showing bundles with Cascom. Bundle telephone, internet, and TV. Bundle 2 for a double play or 3 for a triple play. Plus, save $20 a month for 3 months for a limited time. Then you can tell everyone how you help them with their math homework. Call Cascom about bundles today at 1-800-252-1799. Cascom at 1-800-252-1799.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
Welcome you back here on the Little Jess Motors Set Break Show. Little Jess in Quincy, Illinois, the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Pick up your new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle at 3431 Main Street, or visit them online anytime at littlejessmotor.com. St. Mary's wins the first set here, 25-22, but if you're Western, Anthony, I think you've got to feel pretty good about the way you ran through that last 6 points.
Yeah, I think that gives them something to build on there in the break, and hopefully this set they'll come out strong. I think, St. Mary's, they're strong, so they just got to keep doing what they're doing. I think Western maybe exploited a weakness here or there, but, Western's got to rally. They got to go.
We talk about how good this St. Mary's team is. State champions from a year ago. They didn't lose a set. Straight sets the entire way from the first game of the season all the way through the state championship. They have only lost 2 sets this season, and that both game against Cornell, a team they play 4 times in the season. One of those losses came in the regional championship contest. So this is a team that has been extremely dominant against all of their competition here in the past 2 years, and they look to close it out in straight sets. Wildcats will hope to get them to a precious 3rd game to get to the state finals. Starting things off will be Alexis Legner here for St. Mary's, and that one will be a service error, and the Wildcats will start things off with a 1-0 advantage. On the opposite side here for Kinderhook Western, they have not lost to a 1A or 2A team all season. The only losses came to 3A Pittsfield, along with a couple of losses to 3A St. Peter out of Quincy. They set up Francis on the left side. Big hammer gets tipped up by Patterson. Wildcats will send it right back over. They'll set up Brummel on the left side. For as dynamic as this offense is for St. Mary's, Western has done a pretty nice job in the back row.
Yeah, they really have, and I feel like St. Mary's maybe hasn't had a lot of sets right up there close to the net that their attackers can really get after.
A lot of the points that have been given up here by the Wildcats were unforced errors or that serve-receive where they gave up a few aces.
Yeah, hopefully they shore that up just a little bit this second set. It should be real exciting, I think.
Patterson pushes it over, picked up by Brummel. She's a really nice player. This is Hines with it. Gets blocked there by Patterson. They'll try and set it up. Back row push here for Legner. In the middle, Paisley Patterson, right-handed smack, goes just past the end line. It'll be a point for St. Mary's, and they tie things up in the early going. Wildcats have been looking to attack that back line.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's something maybe Coach Heckler's seen, watching, and maybe she's been telling them to send the balls deep a little bit.
Up and over we go. Otker gets the first touch. Renneker has to push it back. She'll send it all the way over the net. This is close up to the net. Patterson wins the joust over Brummel. Francis sends it into the back line, picked up by Otker. This is McMullen with it. Right-handed swing. She's had some nice ones so far in this tournament.
Yeah, she's played well all weekend for us.
Patterson, big swing into the back row. Chloe Cox with the attack try for the Saints, and a little bit of miscommunication as Patterson and Bar Eyes got tied up, and that one will hit the floor, and St. Mary's will win the point on that rally. This is Patterson with it. Nice swing into the back row. Brummel able to dig it up. Woodcock gets it over the net, and it's going to find the floor as everybody just kind of in a circle. Nobody ready that time. And a couple of unfortunate miscues here for the Wildcats have been to the benefit of the Saints.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. I think Olivia and Alyssa weren't sure who was going to take that one. And they're saying the scoreboard's wrong here in the building.
The scoreboard is wrong. It should be 3-1. I believe, and they'll try and get things set up, and they do, as Patterson knocks it down. Patterson with a kill as Hines couldn't get underneath it, and now it's 3-2.
And we are going to see Bushmeyer.
Bushmeyer will come in here for the Wildcats. She'll come in to serve as well. You talk about the dominance so far of this St. Mary squad. In 2022, they played on the second-place state team as sixth graders. Their seventh grade team has been in the state championship each of the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, Brian. And you can tell
and that's a big kill for McMullen right there. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're all right. And they just look a little more relaxed. They just look like they belong a little bit more. You know, Western's got something to prove, and St. Mary's just protecting.
Well, they've had a target on their back all year. Jill Francis talked about that in her pregame notes and said it's even something that she's felt a little bit as this team was really a little bit out of mojo to start their first 5 to 6 matches. Francis. Smart little touch, gets picked up by McMullen. She'll get the opportunity here close to the net. Gets blocked by Hines. Francis will send it back over. In the middle, it's Patterson into the back row. Legner with a nice touch to get it up in the air. McMullen close to the net, up and over Hines. Picked up there by Francis. It's Chloe Cox getting it over. Diving for the save there is McMullen. Patterson, smart play, finds the opening and puts it down. It's a kill for Patterson and a point here for the Wildcats. They're up 4-3 on the PCRA Real Estate and Auction scoreboard.
Good court awareness there for Patterson. Bushmeyer back to serve again.
Nice serve by Bushmeyer. Saints send it back over. An opportunity here as Bar Eyes has to track it down. Nice placement. Patterson puts it down. That started with Alyssa Bar Eyes. A great pass from Bar Eyes, running the opposite direction. Didn't quite know where to go. She puts it right in spot for Patterson.
Yeah, that one worked out really well. She likes to cover those.
Another nice serve by Bushmeyer. Woodcock chasing it down. Scramble as Brummel able to keep it in play. On the outside now, Bar Eyes with the attack. They get it up to the middle. This is Hines. Patterson with a big spot. Woodcock can't handle it, and another kill for Patterson. Western on a run. They're up 6-3 here in the early going of set number 2. This is the start that the Wildcats needed here. Had a little bit of a rally to edge things out in set number 1, and maybe that gave them a little bit of confidence here.
Yeah, I really think that's what it looks like.
Ooh. And that one will go just a little bit short. Nice service there from Bushmeyer. Helps give Western a little bit of a lead here. It's going to be Izzy Hines coming up to serve as Kendall Lawyer will come in for St. Mary. She'll be on the far side in the front row. And a little bit of trouble there. Bushmeyer, as they're able to keep it in play. Running for it is Francis. She'll get into the net, and it'll be a net violation. And a point goes the way of the Wildcats.
And she didn't have a lot of choice there. She was going to get that pass. It was a low pass.
Yeah, it was either going to end up on the floor or her in the net. That's a very tough balancing act.
And she did good getting to it. Just got her hand on it, and I thought she might tiptoe out of there.
Patterson on the serve. It's going to find the line, they say, and it'll be a point here for the Wildcats.
That was awfully close, Brian.
Awfully close, but it goes in favor of Western this time. Line official very adamant about the call he made. One of the nicest things here in the postseason, you have extra officials here on the corners to manage such calls. That one leaves no doubt as it was definitely behind the line. It'll be out of bounds on the service error.
Patterson got all of that one.
Otker comes back in to the back row. Serving here is Harper Francis.
It's a good
nice
serve.
Play by Malone on the tough serve. Malone will have to send it back over. Free opportunity here for the Saints. They look to set up in the middle. This is Legner. Nice play, and we're going to get a whistle. Somebody was in the net, and I think it's going to be Western as they say it was Malone. The point goes the way of the Saints on that one. They trail now by 2, 8-6. And that one will go into the net. And the service error goes back the way of Western here. The Wildcats got to the state tournament here in 2 sets. They defeated Carrollton, Greenfield, Carrollton, St. John all in 2 sets. Cruised past Triopia 25-12, 25-16 to get here. And they're going to have to go the distance if they're going to want to win this one. They've already went 3 once this tournament. This is Lawyer on the left side. Big hammer blocked down by Malone. Scrambling for it were the Saints, but Malone gets the kill. We'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. A big play from Cortland Malone.
And that's what she can bring to the Wildcats. She is big at the net. She might get a few net calls here and there, but she is always up to block. Tall, lanky.
Just goes over the tape there, does the serve. Saints hold on to it. Lawyer gets it, and I think we're going to get another net error here as Malone gets into it. Gets into the black and white that time. 10-7 our score as Peyton Rogers will check in to serve here for St. Mary's. We have not seen this St. Mary's team get rattled really much at all this tournament. One of the mottos they have comes from the Ted Lasso show, Be a Goldfish, where they tend to forget errors and pick things up rather quickly. Hines sends it back up into the front. Legner will send it over. Tough play there. Nice move by Bareyes to keep it up in the air. This is Brummel with it. Didn't have the angle for the kill attempt. They'll set it up. Reneker, nice tip over, chased down by Brummel. Malone up in the air with it, and Lawyer is going to win the joust at the net that time. One of the rare times this weekend that we have seen Cortland Malone lose a joust at the net.
Yeah, that was tough.
Lawyer, a very tall figure out there in the front line, got some long arms to go with it. This is Reneker, slaps down, goes off the net and stays same side. I don't think that was the way she was going, but the net kind of played it in her favor.
Yeah, that worked out really well. I think she was, I'm with you, I think she was going cross court there.
Olivia Harris checks back in. Bushmeyer will get a breather here for the Wildcats. Alyssa Bareyes, 20 service points in 2 matches here for Western. One of the top achievers in that department for all teams playing. Brummel from the 10-foot line, dug up by Otker. They'll send it cross court to Reneker. Free opportunity here for Western to get a point. They'll send it up. Opposite side, Reneker again stays same side. Big kill down the line for Sophie Reneker. And the Wildcats get up by 4, 12-8 here in set number 2.
That was a good swing for Reneker, and I think she aimed that one. I think that was coming this way.
It's been a slow start for Sophie Reneker here, but she's really starting to figure some confidence out and really starting to swing a lot harder. Brummel with it. Sends it far, and that one's going to hit the line, the official says. And it'll be a point here for St. Mary's. Everybody tiptoeing around these lines here on the end lines and the sidelines. McKenna Woodcock serving here for the Saints. That one's going to go way far and out of bounds. It'll be a quick error and a point here for the Wildcats. They regain the 4-point advantage.
I think everybody just amped up a little bit right now.
There's a lot of energy in this gym. The Saints fans are really into it. We love to see that. Wildcats fans just hoping to see their team go on a run here. It's building up, and if they can do it, I think you're going to see the team in red and black erupt. They set it up. Brummel from the back row. Nicely dug up there by Fessler. St. Mary's has that set play where Legner is in front of Brummel. They both go up to swing, and you don't know which one it's going to look at as Izzy Hines wins the joust at the net there over Reneker. But that's a really tough play to manage. Most of the teams have handled it fairly well this weekend, but it's still a tough attack play to deal with as Western will take the timeout. We'll take it too. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. Don't go anywhere. Set 2 action comes back your way after this.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their task. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
Western takes their first timeout here of set number 1, or set number 2, excuse me. They've got one remaining here. St. Mary's trails 13-10 as Legner will continue service coming out of the timeout for Pontiac. This is Patterson, swings and hits the top of the tape and comes right back down. Not the best swing there for Paisley Patterson, and she'll give up the point on the attack error. Tough serve, Barrais handles it well. She'll come up to attack. They set up Brummel with it. Not the best set. She has to come down and play it flat-footed. Reneker gets a good swing on it, dug up nicely by Legner. Otker answers on the opposite side for Western. Reneker gets another swing at it. Hines with it flat-footed. Finds the mark, though. Really tough play for Ava Fessler. And it'll be a flat-footed kill there for Izzy Hines, and the point comes back to St. Mary's. It's back to a 1-point deficit. Tough play for Otker. That one really hard to handle, and it'll be an ace here, and we're tied back up at 13 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard.
And you knew St. Mary's wasn't going away quietly. I mean, Western got a little lead, and they're just too good. That one there might have been out. Otker's going to get it to Barrais. Harris going to send it across.
Rogers sets it up in the middle. This is Francis with it. Sends it up. Picked up nicely there by Fessler. Cross-court pass over to Reneker. She hammers it down. Sophie Reneker with another nice look and a kill here for the Wildcats. Nice setup here. Showing it to you on the Northwestern Mutual Real Estate, or Northwestern Mutual Replay. Thanks to Sheila Davidsmeyer. And thanks to PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard sponsor. Can never thank those guys enough. Woodcock sends it into the front row. Tough play here for Rogers. She can't get underneath it. It was going to go past the net anyway. And the error will give Western the point, and they're right back up by 2. The nicest thing you're seeing if you're a Wildcats fan in this one, every time that St. Mary's has answered the call, Western's found an opportunity to regain a little bit of an edge.
They have this set, and I think it starts with Reneker.
Francis dug up nicely by Otker. A little miscommunication there. McMullen and Barrais couldn't figure out who was going to get it up, and instead it hits the floor, and we're back to a 1-point game. Chloe Cox will check back in for the Saints. Bevan Brummel will serve here. One of the more serious players, Jill Francis says, that's on her roster. Wildcats will give it right back. Nice placement, though, from Patterson. Pushing up on it is Cox, very dangerously close to going over the line. May have. Big block there from Francis. And they say that's going to be a lift, and the point will go the way of St. Mary's. We're tied back up at 15 on the tough play there from Harper Francis. Wildcats have been looking nice, though, defensively here. Up and over we go. Barrais with it, gets it up to Harris. Francis gets blocked by Patterson. Now they'll set for Hines. Left-handed swing goes into the opposite side of the court. Patterson with it, goes and down, gets tooled off of Francis. A kill for Paisley Patterson, and Western gets the lead back. Bushmeyer will come back in to serve as Olivia Harris will get a much-earned break.
In the last rotation around, this is kind of where Western started pulling away just a little bit when Bushmeyer came in to serve, so we'll see what happens here.
Nice serve, toughly put over the net, well played by Legner. A little miscommunication, a rare snafu there for St. Francis. McMullen with it, goes up, nicely dug out of the ground there by Chloe Cox. Smart play from Barrais, trying to catch him sleeping. Cox tries to do the same thing, instead it goes into the net, and now Western gets back the 2-point advantage. Back and forth we go here in game number 2. Western has looked much stronger here against the defending state champions. In the middle of the net, they go up with it. Opportunity here for the Wildcats. Close to the net, McMullen goes up against Hines, and they say that it's going to be a violation there. As they say, Izzy Hines got it too close to the net, And it'll be a point here for the Wildcats. They lead now by 3 again, 18-15. Every now and then you need a little bit of a break. Tough serve, and that one will go into the net. And the Wildcats will give the point right back. Service error is very critical at this juncture of the evening. Lawyer will come into the front row. Hines will be on the serve here for the Saints. They'll push it right back over. Otker will pick it up in the back row. They try and get it set up, and that's going to be a double touch there. As Reese Bushmeyer just didn't have a good angle, wasn't flat-footed. That's a tough set to make.
That was tough. I thought maybe a little late whistle. I thought they were going to let her get away with it for a second.
They've been a little delayed in calling some of these two-touch violations that we've seen most of the weekend.
Yeah.
Nice attack there from Reneker in the back row. Legner will send it right back over to the Wildcat side. Bar eyes on the set. In the middle is Patterson. Tried to get that quick set over. She saw the opening on the left side, but just didn't get a good touch with it with her hand, and we're tied back up at 18. That one's going to be hitting the floor there. A little miscommunication on the Saints side, and the Wildcats will regain the lead here. For as good as we have talked about Pontiac St. Mary's, it's not to say that they haven't had their own adversity. They've dealt with a lot of sickness, just like many teams have here in this winter time. Many times they've had 4, maybe up to 5 players out of the lineup and really just kind of got them all back here before regionals.
Yeah, that makes it tough when you're not playing with the same rotation every day.
And a lot of teams deal with this as we get to the flu season in January when the season starts up. Saints unable to handle that one. Wildcats are up by 2, and Jill Francis will take the timeout. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. For the fastest internet experience available, that's Wi-Fi 6 and speeds up to 1 gigabit. Visit followthefiber.net to learn more.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Pontiac St. Mary's takes their first timeout here in the second set. Each team has 1 remaining if they need to use it. It's 20-18, Wildcats with the lead. St. Mary's won the first set 25-20. Underhanded serve here out of the hands of Kaylin Forbes. Tough angle there for Francis. Played it well. Chloe Cox tries to catch the Wildcats sleeping. Instead, it's going to be McMullen with a swing. Hines digs it out of the back row. They'll set it up opposite side for Lawyer, and it's going to find the floor. Kendall Lawyer has had a really subtle, quiet, nice job of attacking here this weekend for St. Mary's, and she puts that one on the ground, a big play. Otker will come back in along with Bushmeyer, I believe.
They were subbing out the Forbes Patterson.
Thank
back
you.
in
there we go. And it's going to be a quick ace there. And Pontiac St. Mary's ties this thing back up at 20. Harper Francis continues to serve here for the Saints. We are tied at 20. It's a race to 25. If St. Mary's gets there first, they win the state championship. If Western does, we go 3. Legner up and over Malone. Nicely dug out by Bar Eyes, but it goes out of bounds. That's a tough play to make. All you could do is dive and hope for the best. And St. Mary's wins the point, and the Wildcats will take the Adams Fiber timeout. Don't go anywhere. We've got more Game 2 action your way right after this.
Best Systems Insulators offer insulation for homes and commercial buildings throughout central Illinois and the surrounding areas. We take great care to ensure that the insulation products we use are the best fit for our clients and their project. We understand that different buildings have different needs and that each of our clients has a unique set of goals. Let us work with you to find the best solution for your next project. Call Best Systems Insulators at 217-285-6005. That's 285-6005. Or visit them online at GoBestSystems.com.
Wildcats are out of timeouts now here in the second set. They now trail 21-20 as St. Mary's is trying to close this thing out in straight sets. Wildcat fans would love to hang around here for about another 40 minutes. This is Malone getting a rare touch today in this game. Lawyer with it. Big hammer down. Kendall Lawyer, back-to-back points. That one had a little bit of emphasis on it. Now it's 22-20. They send it over. They try to set up Lawyer again. Lawyer, a big hammer, goes off the tape and down. Malone was there, but Lawyer gets the kill. It's 23-20, and now just a couple of points away.
And Lawyer is tough up there.
And Lawyer is tough. McMullen will send it back over to the St. Mary's side. They try and set up. This is an opposite side attack for Chloe Cox. McMullen again on the swing. Gets it into the middle, fires the campfire up. And a big kill there for Lexi McMullen. A much-needed point here. It's 23-21.
And that brings Reneker up to the front row, so if Western's going to have a chance, this is.
You've got Reneker and Malone along with Bar-Eyes up in the front row. McMullen on the serve. Sends it up. It's going to find the mark as Legner kind of let it go, and it's a kill and a point. It's 23-22. A couple of big, important serves coming up here for the Wildcats. Lawyer running in on it. Little two-handed touch. Gets picked up by Reneker. They'll set her back up on the left side. She does the same thing and finds the mark on the opposite side. Sophie Reneker ties us back up at 23. And St. Mary's will take their second timeout as well. Don't go anywhere. We've got the exciting end of game number 2 your way right after this.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
St. Mary's takes their second timeout. We are out for this match on both sides, and the Western fans as animated as we have seen them this entire run so far during the timeout break. 23 all here in the second set. Western trying to push us to the tiebreaker. McMullen continues serve out of the timeout, picked up by Legner. They set up Lawyer in the middle. Big hammer down, picked up by Ocker. They scramble. Instead, it hits the mat and it goes out of bounds. And Kendall Lawyer is trying to close this thing out with gusto for St. Mary's.
Yeah, she's the right one to get the ball.
Fessler will check back in for the Wildcats. On the opposite side, Peyton Rogers serving for state championship point. They've got to get back over. Reneker does. This is Legner. Legner gets blocked by Malone. Scramble and it goes down. Malone with the big block. We haven't seen it yet, but we see it now. We're going extra points one way or the other here. We're tied up at 24 on the big block from Cortland Malone. Bar-Eyes comes up to serve. Harris will check back into the front row. Reese Bushmeyer gets high fives all around as she makes her way to the bench. Tied at 24, you've got to win by 2. Nice serve from Bar-Eyes. Legner plays it close to the tape. Brummel pushes it over. Scramble here and a tough pass from Fessler. Bar-Eyes tried to get it up in the air. And we're back to state championship point again here for St. Mary's. 25-24 our score. McMullen will check back in for Western. Woodcock will come in to serve the Saints, potentially to the state championship. Does Western have one more defensive stand in them? That one's going to go far. We don't have to worry about seeing if they do or not, as the service error ties us back up at 25.
If you're Western, this is the rotation you want.
Nice serve, picked up by Legner. A little miscommunication from the Saints. This is Brummel, back line, dug up by Otker. They pass it back up front. Patterson just has to slyly give it back. They set up Brummel left side. Right-handed swing goes up in the air, picked up by Bar-Eyes. It'll be another free play back here for St. Mary's. Up in the middle, Legner, tough play. Harris sets up, this is Reneker, hammers it down, picked up nicely there by Rogers. Saints have been scrambling on the last couple of attacks. Reneker again, right-handed swing. Gets picked up by Woodcock in the back row. They try to catch the Wildcats sleeping, don't do it that time. Reneker one more time. Nice little sharp play. They play on. And it's going to be a kill there for Izzy Hines to knock it down. And it's 26-25. St. Mary's gets the advantage again. Alexis Legner back to serve here for the Saints. Otker plays it into the front row to Harris. Reneker flat-footed, gets blocked, and it goes out of bounds. Brummel got the hand up on it. Gets tooled as it goes out of bounds, though, and a great break there and a kill for Reneker. We're tied back up at 26. Game 2 rolls on. Reneker just tickles the top of the tape. Goodness, thought it wasn't going to make it. Francis sends it back over. Harris on the set, instead sends it over to the Saints side. They'll set up Brummel on the left side. Flat-footed attack dug up by Otker. Here comes McMullen. Big swing from McMullen, gets tipped by Hines. Back row here for Legner. And it's going to go out of bounds. And just like that, Western gains the advantage, 27-26. It's set point for the Wildcats. Sophie Reneker trying to get us to 3. Up and over, nice serve, picked up there by Hines. Brummel with it, pushes it into the back row, nicely dug up by Otker. This is Bareyes with it, flat-footed, sends it up to the back row. Rogers, now it'll be Legner. Free play opportunity here for the Wildcats. Close to the net is Harris, she'll just have to tip it over. Francis with it, sends it in, dug up that time by Reneker. Bareyes with it at the 10-foot line, sends it into the back row. It's close to the net. Saints can't handle it, and Western is going to force game 3. 28-26. We're tied at 1, baby. Who wants to go home yet? I don't. You don't. Stick around. Get your favorite drink. Get your favorite snack. We're coming back in 3 for set number 3. Your way next on Central Illinois Sports.
Today's halftime show is brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company. Warmer weather and topless, doorless adventures are right around the corner. Stop out to Little Jess today to check out our large selection of Jeep Wranglers. We currently have 15 Wranglers in stock and many more on their way. Right now, you can drive a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport for only $499 per month with absolutely zero down. Is a 4-door more your style? Drive a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport for only $599 per month with zero down. Little Jess, serving the Tri-States for 7 decades.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. That's why we know what it takes to succeed both on your balance sheet and in your life. It takes the right financial partner who looks at where you are now and where you want to go and design a financial plan to take you there so you can achieve the life you're after today and every day after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Sheila Davidsmeyer today. Her office is located at 311 West Washington in Pittsfield, Illinois, or visit SheilaDavidsmeyer.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
Welcome you back after the Little Jess set break. Little Jess in Quincy, Illinois, your place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is ready to put you in a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle today. Get yourself over to 3431 Main Street in the Gem City or visit them online at littlejessjeep.com. St. Mary's will serve to begin our third set to determine the state championship. Bar Eyes will start the attack for the Wildcats, dug up by Legner. Woodcock will have to handle it for the Saints to send it back over. An opportunity here for Western. Patterson will give it right back instead. Big hammer down from Francis. She puts it down early. Harper Francis with the first kill, and St. Mary's draws first blood here in game number 3. Well, not uncharted territory for this Pontiac St. Mary's team, but just the 4th time this season. Twice to Cornell, once to Bloomington Corpus Christi, who is playing in the 2A state championship game today. Just the 4th time this season they've went the distance. And it's going to be another quick counter here for Western as we're tied up quickly at 1-1. On the opposite side here for the Wildcats, just a few times they've went 3 this season. Once to Quincy St. Peter, where they lost in 3, and once to Pittsfield Pikeland, losing the 3rd set in just a shortened 15-9 game.
Yeah, that was the tournament, Pike County Conference tournament.
Bar Eyes from the 10-foot line. They set it up for Francis. Tough play against the net, just has to push it over. They'll set up Patterson in the middle, gets blocked by Francis, and we get a net violation here against Francis. And it'll be a point here for the Wildcats. And a little bit of a break here for Western. Brian Shoemaker, Anthony Bar Eyes here on the call with you from Bishop McNamara High School in Kankakee, Illinois. 8th grade 1A championship here on the line. It's a free play. A little tough there as Patterson maybe thought she was going to get up and get it, but it was way over her head. A little bit of depth perception issue there, and it hits the floor for the Wildcats instead.
Yeah, it might have blocked her view even just a little bit. And we're tied up again.
Chloe Cox comes back in for the Saints. It'll be Bevan Brummel on the serve. This is Reniker giving it back over to the Saints. They'll set up Chloe Cox on the left side, right-handed swing, dug up in one-handed touch there from Bar Eyes. In the middle, it's Francis again, tipped up that time by Patterson. She'll get the set here in the middle. Nice swing in the back row, finds the back of the line. It's a kill for Paisley Patterson, and the Wildcats regain the early lead. That's a nice swing there from Paisley Patterson.
Yeah, that's a nice swing. And when her confidence is up, a little confusion there on rotation, but she's a good player, good hitter.
Great players on both sides playing in a great game, in a great environment here tonight at McNamara. Reese Bushmeyer comes in to serve here for Western. Almost toes the line, very close.
Very close.
Cox will give it back to the Wildcats. They'll set up Bar Eyes on the right side, a little bit of a leaning angle to try and get that one even over. Hines with it. Nice dig by Otker. Woodcock from the back row. Rare attack for her. McMullen with it, pushes it back over. Francis gets it up in the air. It's going to be Cox again. Patterson close to the net. Big hammer down. Nice dig in the back row there. Out of the hands of Rogers. Or excuse me, that's Brummel. Hines with it, sends it over back to Otker. Back and forth we go for point number 6. Close to the net. Bar Eyes with a tough play, and they're going to call her on the line there as she crosses the mid-stripe line. Tough play for Bar Eyes, a little close to the net. Not much you can do, and St. Mary's ties it back up.
Point for point so far, Brian. We've been tied at 1, we've been tied at 2, and we're tied at 3.
we just keep going here, we might be here for a while. We hope you might have some popcorn or maybe a DoorDash meal coming. We aren't going anywhere. That one's going to find the line. Tough serve, tough play there. Bushmeyer and Reneker didn't quite know what to do with it, and instead it hits the floor for the ace, and St. Mary's grabs the early lead. Another tough play there, another ace there for St. Mary's. It's 5-3 here. Tough play for Bushmeyer. They get it back up to the front row. Bar-Eyes simply tips it back over to the Saints. Opposite side play here for Cox again. Nice play from Patterson trying to catch the Saints sleeping. Patterson with another block. They push it right back over. Opportunity here for St. Mary's. Instead, Cox will give it right back. This is Lexi McMullen. Doesn't get a good jump at it that time. It goes into the net. The attack error gives St. Mary's a 6-3 lead. Big swing there from Patterson, gets dug up nicely in the back row from Brummel. Francis tried flat-footed that time. It went into the net instead. Kinderhook gets the point, and they'll get the serve back here. Macy Ocker will get on the serve here. Cortland Malone coming in to get into the front row, as getting a break will be Patterson. Things have gotten a little bit quiet here. And that one's going to sail just to the right and out of bounds on the service error. St. Mary's regains the three-point advantage. Everybody maybe just a little on edge right now.
I think so. It's quiet all the way around.
It is very quiet all in this gym. We are the loudest people here, and there are a lot of people here, and that's a problem. We shouldn't be the loudest people in the gym right now. A little bit of a struggle there on the pass. McMullen tried to chicken wing it back over. Instead, it'll be 8-4 advantage now for St. Mary's as they get the point. Jill Francis giving some instructions to her front line. Bar-Eyes, quick tap in, nice placement there. Bar-Eyes saw it coming as the front line basically closed in on her, and she was able to push it to the sidelines for the point.
Yeah, that's a great point there. Great placement.
They'll set up Lawyer in the middle. Big swing, finds the mark easily, and a big kill there for Kendall Lawyer. She's having a heck of a championship match. Peyton Rogers will come back in to serve for the Saints. On the opposite side, Ava Fessler comes in for defensive help here for the Wildcats. Reneker with it on the left side. Nice swing, nice hit. It's going to be a kill for Reneker. And at a certain point, when you get to these types of matches, you've got to start going to your big guns. Let your big players play this thing out and win the game, and that's what might be happening here as Sophie Reneker gets a good swing on it, Kendall Lawyer getting a good swing on it, and that's what we're starting to see evolve here in this match.
Yeah, those two are really playing quite well and having their game, and you're just going to have to keep feeding them the ball.
It'll be a short set here. Legner gets it over. Harris on the serve, gives it back. Here comes Reneker again. Nice swing, gets picked up by Hines. That one up in the net. It never clears the tape. Malone was there waiting either way, and it's going to be a 9-7 ball game. Bar-Eyes on the serve here for Western. Up and over we go. Really close to the net. St. Mary's didn't quite know what they were going to do with it, and Legner gives it back. This is Olivia Harris on the attack, gets blocked up by Brummel, and they say it's going to be a net violation on Brummel instead. And the point is going to go the way here of the Wildcats, and we're back to a one-point game here in our third set. Looked fairly clean to me.
It did from here.
They'll set it up. Legner, off-angle push. Reneker again gets blocked, but Royer sends it out of bounds, and it's going to be a kill for Reneker. And we are tied back up at 9 here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. So glad you're all joining us alongside here on Central Illinois Sports for this one. They'll set up Legner. Really tough swing. Kind of an off-angle swing. She was falling as she got contact with it, and it was enough just to make it a little bit difficult to play, and it finds the floor.
Yeah, a little bit of a mishit. Looked like, Bar Eyes was just not expecting that. She wasn't covered underneath there for that tip.
Malone was right there on it, too, and it just cleared her hands. I think if it would have been a cleaner hit, she might have had an opportunity to block. They'll set up Reneker again on the left side. Back to Woodcock. This is Bevan Brummel with it. Flat-footed into the back row. Now it's Bar Eyes at the 10-foot line. Rogers comes up to set. Legner again. Tough touch, and again, the same type of thing. Just kind of an off-balance hit. Malone's there again for it, but it ends up hitting the floor, and the Saints get another one. They're up now 11-9.
Yeah, she was off the net just a little bit. Ball had room.
And it's going to be an ace there as Reneker has trouble with it. And St. Mary's opens up a three-point advantage here. Reneker, big swing, gets touched up by Legner. Saints scrambling, they can't get it picked back up. Brummel got the last touch on it to try and send it backwards, and it'll be a point here for Western. Patterson will come back in. Otker will get a breather. And we've got Cortland Malone serving up here for the Wildcats.
And this is the first time she's served this weekend.
It is, yes. Underhand serve, low and slow, makes it over the net. Hines will send it back over, same side to Bar Eyes. They set up Reneker again. A big hammer there from Reneker. We'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. And Sophie Reneker has really found her groove.
And you got to feed her the ball while she's up there right now. Until they start really blocking her, you got to give her a chance.
Well, of everything we've seen here from this St. Mary's squad, which has been a lot, they don't have exceptionally tall players to get their hands up. Maybe Lawyer's really about it. They've got some nice athletes. You can see a nice jump there from Legner, but not a lot of exceptional height, and a little bit of trouble there as Malone didn't get a good touch on it. It'll go backwards and out of bounds, and St. Mary's wins the point. But what we're getting at here is that Western has a big opportunity here with Reneker and Patterson up on the outsides now. Alexis Legner on the serve here.
Short one.
Short serve, hammered right back down. Bevan Brummel with authority opens things up, and the St. Mary's fans rise to their feet after that one, and they're back to a three-point advantage, and there's just not much you can do after that.
Yeah, and that's one of those where we've said, she's listed as a setter, but she is a lot more than a setter.
She's played every position imaginable this weekend.
And very well.
Tough play there as Patterson's going to get called for the double touch there. It's now a 4-point game here, 15-11. St. Mary's trying to pull away. We've seen this happen before, though. We'll see what Western has up their sleeve after the Adams Fiber timeout. For top-notch computer sales and service that won't let you down when your computer goes down, visit followthefiber.net to learn more about Adams experts and Adams Fiber.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Croc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
The Wildcats take the timeout. It's their first here in set number 3. They find themselves down by 4. We'll see what they've got coming out of the timeout here to stop the bleeding. Legner continues service. Up and over, nice little tip from Harris. They're going to set up Brummel on the left side. She doesn't get a good look at it, instead pushes it into the back row. Fessler tried to get it up front. Reneker couldn't catch up with it, and the point goes the way of the Saints. Lexi McMullen will check back in. We continue on here in game number 3. Chasing after it was Harris. They'll have to freely give it back over, will the Wildcats. They set up Brummel on the outside. Tipped up in the air by Bar-Eyes. Back up to the front row. It's a free play back for the Saints. Really close to the net is Izzy Hines. Able to get it over. We play on. Reneker, big swing with it. It's going to get tipped and go out of bounds. No, it's not. It's going to go to the way of the Saints. We thought maybe somebody got a finger on it. It's now 17-11. Bar-Eyes gets it up front. Patterson has to play it over safely. This is Francis in the middle. Gets tipped up on the play by Patterson. They set it up to Reneker on the left side. Dug up by Legner. Close to the net. Reneker able to get it, and they say it'll be a net violation there against Izzy Hines. And the point will go the way of the Wildcats. A much-needed point here as now they trail by 5.
Yeah, that always makes you nervous when they converge at the net like that.
Everybody closed up in on it. You don't know what's going to happen. Reneker on the serve here for Western. Up and over we go. Big swing from Bevel. Dug up nicely by Reneker. Close up to the net. Patterson again. Little joust at the net. That's going to be 2 touches there as Patterson couldn't really get it to go anywhere after the first time, and she was met by Francis at the net. Chloe Cox will check back in for St. Mary's. It's 18-12. Big hammer from Francis finds the floor. Harper Francis, another point away for St. Mary's here as we show that last one to you on the Northwestern Mutual replay.
And we're really seeing St. Mary's really get some good sets and some good hits.
It's something that quite frankly they didn't have a little run up there for a while. Now it's going to be a quick ace there as Otker with a little trouble with it. St. Mary's the first to 20 here in our third set. And Anna Heckler will exhaust her final timeout. It's an Adams Fiber timeout, and we'll take it too. Don't go anywhere. Third set action coming your way right after this.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera. Named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
Western is going to have to finish this one out without another timeout. They exhaust their second here. They trail by 8. Bevan Brummel will continue the serve here for the Saints out of the break. They send it up close. Harris with it. Gets met up by Francis. Francis up with it. What a scramble there by McMullen to keep it in play. But Reneker just got a little bit tied up, and it'll hit the floor. A tough break for Western after a great hustle. Reneker sends it back up to the net. Harris right on the net. Nowhere to really go. Back shoulder away from everything. Really tough play, and now St. Mary's 3 points away. They lead now by 10. This is McMullen. Picked up by Legner. Quick push over out of the hands of Brummel. Hines with it, sets up in the middle. This is Harper Francis. Quick touch in the middle, picked up by Western. Bar-Eyes with it, sends it back over. McMullen safely gives it back to the Saints. Quick tip back from Hines, picked up by McMullen. Now Harris does the same thing. They'll set up Francis. Big swing, picked up by Bar-Eyes in the back row. Nice play by Olivia Harris. And it gets over the net. McMullen barely got it over, but it clears. She'll do the attack flat-footed, and what a kill there for Lexi McMullen. After all that had happened, she collected herself, found her spot in her normal position, and able to put it down for the kill.
Yeah, that was a good volley on both sides. Lexi played real well.
Bushmeyer will come in for Harris to serve here. Once again, we've seen this before. Reese Bushmeyer gets in these positions where they need a rally, and she's the one finding herself with the serve. That one unfortunately won't make it as it doesn't clear the tape. It's 23-13 now. Kendall Lawyer will come into the front row here for St. Mary's as they try to close this one out. 23-13 our score. 2 points away are the Saints from back-to-back championships. Bareyes with it. Nice swing. Gets picked up by Brummel. Brummel pushes it back. Nice awareness by Otker. Patterson will send it back over to the Saints side. They set up Francis again. Big swing with the right hand. This is McMullen. Back over to Lawyer. Pretty calm play right now. Everybody really just kind of in their groove. Lawyer with it. That's going to go out. The officials say as well. No one touches it. It's a service or attack error and a point here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, pretty good play there. Like you say, pretty calm. Both teams were attacking. They were hitting, but it
just seems like everybody's just kind of oddly going through the motions here.
Yeah.
It'll be Macy Otker on the serve. And that one won't clear, and now it's state championship point again here for the Saints, as McKenna Woodcock will look to close things out here for St. Mary's. 24-14 our score. Bushmeyer gets it up. They've got to get it to the front row. They can't get it. Miscommunication is going to end this one. And St. Mary's is your 8th grade Class 1A state champions. They defeat Western by a score of 25-22, 26-28, 25-14. They finish their season with a record of 25 wins and 1 loss and back-to-back state championships. The Wildcat season comes to an end in their very first appearance here at state. They'll wrap up things with 21 wins and 4 losses and a very hard-fought second-place trophy that they'll take back to Pike County. We have reached the Blessing Health System post-game show. We will step back and give you our awards presentations here in about 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the IESA Girls Volleyball Championships on Central Illinois Sports.
Okay, everyone, let's do this. How about you?
What are your thoughts on today's patient care?
Real busy day, but it was a team effort. And how about you?
Third checkup that your patient talked about her summer concert. How do you stay enthused?
You can't blame her. Those tickets were hard to come by. But her summer wasn't a cruel one. Huh?
Doctor,
Next, how about you?
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
Don't do that.
Hey, the internet says I'm sick. Am I?
I'd get a professional opinion on that.
Over here. Doc, donuts in the break room look like a hit.
Not bad. Definitely better than those bagels. Okay, we have time for one more. Next.
The staff looked focused today. What do you attribute that to?
Well, at Blessing, we're tasked with providing exceptional care, so every visit is like the big game for us. Okay, gotta run.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
We welcome you back here on the Blessing Health System post-game show, where Pontiac St. Mary's defends their state championship from a year ago at the 7th grade level and defeat a very good Kinderhook Western squad here in 3 to claim the state championship. As we get ready to go here, we will tell you that they start with the sportsmanship pins. This is something handed out in the championship games of the regional, sectionals, and trophy games here for the IESA State Tournament Series across all of their team sports. It's a player that best represents good fair play, a good attitude, and encourages others on the court. And they'll name one player from each team to step forward to accept those pins. From Pontiac St. Mary's, it's going to be Alexis Legner, a very well-deserved recognition for that young lady. As Jill Francis says, one of the nice, calming voices on this team, and that's probably a really good reason she picks up that pin today.
Yeah.
And Alyssa Bareyes will get the pin for Kinderhook Western. You've talked about it, Anthony, one of the team leaders on this squad, somebody that's looked and pressured to kind of pick up the reins here, and she gets rewarded for that here with the sportsmanship pin, a little bit of nice individual recognition for those two girls.
Yeah, they are both so deserving of that based on how they played and how they handled themselves on the court.
We'll do individual recognitions. We will start with the runner-ups here at Kinderhook Western, and we'll tell you a little bit about the school and individual players as we get ready here for our first and second place teams. We first meet the Wildcats of Western. Darren Powell, the superintendent. Caitlin Mungia, I think I'm saying that right, is the principal. John Skirvin, the athletic director here. 59 students in grades 7 and 8 out of the Pike County Conference in Pike County, Illinois. As we'll introduce everyone here for the Wildcat squad.
Oh, nope, that's not us.
And we've got the wrong sheet. Yeah. Hey, you know what? This kid has done a great job.
He has.
As the saying goes, for the one thing he's done wrong, he's done everything else right.
For sure.
They've done a great job here at McNamara, and they've had a lot of fun here. They've given these kids a great opportunity and a great environment this weekend to play in, and every now and then we all make mistakes, right?
And it's a great host school. We've had a lot of fun.
It's been a great host school. They've done a nice job here for these kids.
Caitlin Mungia is going to pass them out as Darren Powell was unable to be with us and make the trip. But he's been in contact the whole time texting.
And a nice job here for Anna Heckler, somebody who's paid her dues, done a nice job, went through some struggling times, and it's nice to see her have some success with these young kids.
Oh, yeah, 15 years of coaching, 8 years in junior high, and this is her first time, and this is a big moment for her.
It's a big moment for her. She's done a nice job. Her high school program has really seen some big turnaround here in the past couple of years. She's assisted by some nice people as well to help her out, Anthony.
Absolutely. Serena and Chloe have done a great job this year with her.
Alyssa Bareyes gets the first recognition here. The setter on this squad has done a fantastic job all tournament. Probably one of our top 10 players that we've seen across the weekend here. Kaylin Forbes has come in some reserve time. She's done a really nice job. Never made a lot of mistakes for this squad. And a fantastic, nice little round of applause from her from the Western side. Reese Bushmeyer, number 5, the defensive specialist, a 7th grader. She's had some big moments, especially here in tonight's state championship game. Keely Funk saw some limited serves here. But again, nice to see her on the floor. And an 8th grader, she'll be following this squad into high school. Macy Ocker, the libero for this squad, she's had a heck of a weekend. A lot of tough plays that she's had to battle through, Anthony, and I think she's done a pretty nice job.
Yeah, and she served the ball real well. She's a big asset to Western, and she will continue in high school.
Sophia Moore, number 11, the 7th grade defensive specialist on this squad, along with Paisley Patterson, the 8th grade middle hitter, and she's had her highs and lows through this weekend, but, man, she has really been a force, especially unsung on the defensive side, I think, this weekend.
Yeah, you can't say enough about Paisley. A great kid, absolutely great player, and she's got big things in her future.
Bella Vincent gets a medal, a 7th grade outside hitter, along with Alexis McMullen, who has really stepped up. Not the top offensive option for this squad, but when she attacked, she was really never let this team down with a lot of attack errors, really kept the ball in play.
Yeah, she did. She limited the errors, and now Sophie Renneker getting her medal, and this is a big moment for her.
Ava Fessler also gets recognized, a really nice person in the back row for this team. Sophie Renneker, what a weekend she's had. Really led this team through the 3-set quarterfinal win, hugs all around and tears. She has really had a fantastic weekend.
Yes, she has. And Olivia Harris and Cortland Malone. And
we can't say enough about Olivia Harris. Has been the real quiet force on this team. We've talked in the off breaks here about how much a setter means to this team, and you can't really say enough about how much Olivia Harris probably means to this squad.
You can't, and it allows Alyssa Bareyes to play the back row, and Olivia just sets the ball so well, and obviously we see that with Renneker and Patterson really.
We saw a lot out of Cortland Malone in the quarterfinal, a real big defensive stalwart for this team, along with Mary Myers getting a medal and Addie Surratt, and that wraps up everybody here for the Western Wildcats. They finish up their season 21 wins and 4 losses, and now we get you through the defending back-to-back state champions, the Pontiac St. Mary Saints, with a record of 25 wins and 1 loss. As we'll pull up their school information for you. It has been a heck of a year here for Pontiac St. Mary's all around in the athletic spectrum. Superintendent is the Reverend Joseph Baker. Mrs. Karen Jones, their principal. Adam Lawrence is the athletic director at this school. 29 students in grades 7 and 8. They are a cooperative with Graymont and Pontiac Grace Christian out of Livingston County and the Vermilion South Conference. This is a team that in 2022, this team was 6th graders as they got 2nd place in the state. They won it last year as 7th graders. This fall, they were the state softball champions. They've got a really good basketball program as well. And now we start to recognize some of these coaches. Jill Francis, we had a wonderful conversation with her in the hospitality room between games. Really cares about this team, really loves the girls on this program, and you can see in the way that she talks to them, the way she coaches them, she just genuinely cares, and that's a hard thing to find sometimes in a coach.
Absolutely. She's a heck of a coach and a great group of girls, and she recognizes that, and I think that's the biggest thing.
She's coached this team since they were in volleyball their 4th grade year. She's been the assistant on the softball team since their 5th grade season. Betty Murphy, Abby Mays, Ashton Edwards getting their assistance medals as well. Kendall Lawyer, a real big force here in the state championship game. Some big kills down the end of the 2nd game and here in the 3rd, and she really kind of helped spur this team when they were really needing some stable offense.
Yeah, she really stepped up there at the end, and that was pretty awesome for her.
Bevan Brummel, the setter who plays everything else in the program, what a weekend she's had. She's genuinely, to me, been one of the most fun players to watch overall this weekend.
Yeah, great hitter, great setter, great hands, great movement.
Alexis Legner gets her medal, really nice in the back row this weekend. She had some opportunities up front to put the ball down as well for the Saints. Tiffany Legner, an outside hitter wearing number 11. Peyton Rogers, a really nice job setting up the ball here. She had a lot of tough plays here in this state championship as a lot of balls went up into the net. Harper Francis has done an amazing job this weekend. One of the best hitters we've seen in this tournament. Really, really strong player. Really a lot of intensity for this squad, and she'll make her way into the high school ranks next year. Ella Baldwin's a defensive specialist wearing number 17. McKenna Woodcock, we didn't say her name a lot this weekend, but man, in the back row, she was able to dig out a lot for this Saints squad.
Made a lot of big plays for them.
Izzy Hines, one of the smartest players we've saw over the weekend, somebody who was able to constantly see where the other team was on the floor, able to get that ball in where the spots were open. What a player and what a real key component for this squad. Rounding out the roster, Chloe Cox had a really nice weekend off the bench for this team. Olivia Miller, an 8th grade outside hitter who usually would come off the bench quite a bit. We didn't see a lot of her this weekend, but she's had a really nice season according to Jill Francis. Maddie Herkert and Violet Torkelson will round out this squad here for St. Mary's. We will hand out the state championship trophies here as one last player makes their way up to get their medal. I believe they said Peyton Francis. It is somebody here that is not on our roster, but they hand out some scorekeeper medals as well to those that help out through the whole season. It takes a village, as we know, Anthony.
Absolutely does.
Both of these teams have had tremendous support. We know several of the community and business members around Pike County have supported this team for Western to get up here this weekend. It's been a long haul for them, over a 3-hour drive to get here. Pontiac St. Mary's has a tremendous fan base here, and we know they've supported their squad as well. And a lot of great recognition by both sides for both teams here, and that's what you'd like to see in a contest like this.
Yeah, this is a fantastic state tournament. It's been great all weekend.
They will hand out the second place trophy as captains will step forward here for Western. They bring home their first state trophy in school history after making their first appearance here in the state finals. It'll be Alyssa Bareyes, Paisley Patterson, and Sophie Reneker stepping forward to get the trophy that will head back to the halls of Kinderhook, Illinois. The Wildcats take home second place, and nothing to hang your head about here tonight as they take the defending state champs the distance in a tremendous second game as they end up winning 28-26 in the second. One they'll remember here for quite a long time. Now we move to the opposite side, and St. Mary's will pick up their state championship trophy to bring back to the halls here in Pontiac. It has been a fantastic weekend here at Bishop McNamara in Kankakee, Illinois. We cannot thank you all enough for joining us here. We are very happy, humbled, and honored that you chose to spend your weekend watching junior high volleyball with us. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast, and we thank you for supporting your girls from a distance here this weekend. We've had a lot of fun bringing it to you. For Anthony Bareyes and Brian Shoemaker, thanks a lot for the help, man. We've had a good time.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
We have loved having you on watching alongside. We remind you there still might be some action going on in the other classes. Check things out on the playlist. See what's still live. You can check out the rest of the state championship matches here on Central Illinois Sports. For Brian Shoebanker and our crew, thank you so much. And hey, give your mom a call. She probably misses you. We'll see you next season coming up here on Central Illinois Sports.